Outlaw Video TV coming in hot tonight. 'Tis the season. It is the time, the season where the possibilities increase, that people blow their brains out with Rick E. Warden right here on Outlaw Video TV. Fuck the bullshit. Let's go. Blow it up.
Here comes our criminal now. What do you have to say for yourself? comes our criminal now. What do you have to say?
Welcome everyone to Outlaw Video TV. We have a kick-ass show lined up tonight. I should have some guests with us tonight. I've got a lot of shows to share, believe it or not, to finish out 2022. It's not over yet. To finish out the 2022 year, we have a lot of shows. And then already shows for 2023 are filling up. So it's a kick-ass time of year for music and all types of music, heavy metal, and all types of good music. It's also a good time for Arlington, Texas. We got some good shows coming up in Arlington, Texas that I'm very excited to share with you. Hey, is anybody familiar with the Iron Maidens? Do you know who Courtney Cox is? She is the guitar player for the Iron Maidens. She plays Adrian Smith's parts. She posted this picture, said it was the last picture on her camera. Picture she took of dying. She has a Cowboys from Hell tattoo on her arm. Good evening, Dave Jarvis. How are you, brother?
Hey, bro. How are you?
I'm good. Am I coming through good?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to leave and come back because I was getting no audio.
Well, that's what you got to do, man. And you also have to update your audio image when you get a chance. It's kind of funny because I can see it on StreamYard, but on YouTube, it's still just the little guy. So just whenever you get a chance, no big deal. You might want to update your audio image file, I think is what it's called, Dave Jarvis.
Do you know how I do that?
You click on your picture, click on your image there, and it'll give you options. Do you see it? Now, anybody listening right now, when you click on your image, if you're on your phone, you just use your finger. You know, if you're on your iPad, but if you're on your computer, you would use your mouse. And we're in StreamYard. Y'all are listening to us on YouTube and Facebook Live. So thank you very much to everyone joining us live right now on Facebook and YouTube. But
yes, thank you all.
Dave and I are talking about is happening on StreamYard, and only we can see that.
Did that fix anything?
Not on my screen yet. Like I use my television as a monitor through YouTube.
Okay. Should I leave and come back?
I don't know. You know, you fixed it before. Like that's the reason why I'm kind of talking to you with confidence about it, because you were able to fix it once before. I think a couple of times actually. I don't know what it is. I don't know why StreamYard is like that. You have to update your audio image every time you come on the show or go on someone else's show. Yep, believe it or not, that's how it works. I don't have to, but that's how it works. Hey, Dave Jarvis, it's fucking awesome to have you, dude. How are you doing?
Oh, man, just one day at a time, I suppose. Yeah. You were telling me you're going through a rough patch, right? What's going on?
Oh, come on, bro. That's the rough patch medicine right there. You know, just play music, man. And you know, I think everybody's going through rough patches for the most part, Dave Jarvis. You know, for me, it's directly related to my business. I have a house painting business. It's challenging for me to operate. The truth is, I didn't care about it for years. As you know, I cared. It's not like that. But you know, I slowed down on my pursuit of growing the business because I was pursuing music. And so that's, you know, not that much of it. That wasn't enough to kill my business. Trust me. I have thousands of customers, here in Arlington and Mansfield alone. Thousands. I mean, it's really weird, bro. I can go through like the country club, the Walnut Creek Estates is what they're called in Mansfield off of Country Club Drive. And literally, I've painted like, I don't know, 30% of all the houses there. And it increases when you get to the houses on the golf course. I painted like, almost half of all of those houses on the fucking golf course there. And I'm proud of it, man. I kicked ass for a long time. But the economy's changed, and everybody's feeling the blunt of that. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, dude, December's a rough month, man. I haven't enjoyed Christmas in a long ass time.
Well, 'tis the season, brother. As they say, this is statistics go up this time of year for folks who want to find another way out of this process. The truth is that I just couldn't do it. I hope that no one listening could do it, and I wouldn't ever want to inspire anyone to take another way out. All I know is that it's not like I don't think about it. I wish there was another way out, but there's not. The only way through this shit is through it.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the answer, man. And so that's what we're doing, David Jarvis. And that's why I'm so very fucking appreciative to you.
Well, thank you, man. This is it's good to have an outlet. This has been a rough week right now. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna be a part of this, so thank you for having me, man.
Well, would you mind sharing? I've tried to keep up a little bit. Does it have to do with your puppy dog?
Yeah, my boy, Chili Dog. He was a third member of the family. It was me, Hank, and Chili Dog, and we were a group together. And he made it to like 8 years, and then he grew this gigantic lump on the side of his face. And we thought it was like a splinter from like a bone he ate or something, but it never went away. And we gave him steroids. And then we took him to the vet for emergency surgery this last Sunday. And they said, yeah, he's overrun with tumors. He's got cancer. And there's, either let him keep going in a bunch of pain or put him out of his misery. So, yeah, we did the more humane thing, but me and Hank, we've just been fucking crying and drinking for the last 3 days, man.
Well, thank you for crying and drinking with me, brother. And yourself at home, I'm not apologizing. Fuck that. That's kind of the whole point. As I admit, I've been a little soft on this show. For some reason, I have it in my head that I don't want to piss anybody off too much, and things. And, it's also the audio. It's my studio setup. I believe that's the core of it. But I've also tried to be a little nice. And that just doesn't work very well for me. And, I just want to encourage you to fucking throw down and be yourself. Because I know you're a badass, brother.
I'm really not. I'm a fucking softie. I'm a softie through and through, man.
That's how we get through it. Sorry, I interrupted you again.
Yeah. No, you're good, man. I was just saying I'm not I'm a softie through and through. I love pets. I love kids. I love the shit that if you say you love it in front of a group of guys are just like, oh, look at this pussy right here. But it's just that's how I am. I care about shit that I probably shouldn't care about, but shit like that, it hits pretty hard, man. You know, it's like losing a member of the family. And dude, I can't even put into words how bad Hank is going through this, man. Hank is he's seen better days, man.
Well, man, all I know to do is say is, I'm pulling for you guys always, every day.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
I can kind of relate in the city. Yeah, I had a Rottweiler, the only dog I've had like all her life. I had a Rottweiler named Prudence, and she actually lived 15 years. And her like joint pain or whatever you want to, hips, it really wasn't that bad at all. And it was only for like the last, I don't know, year and a half or so as she was aging. But she was still always able to get around, just fine. And she wasn't yelping in pain or anything. You could just tell she was in a little bit of discomfort sometimes, because she's getting old. And it was hard to watch. Yeah, it was hard to watch, brother, because she was my dog. Her name was Prudence. She was a badass Rottweiler, big, thick, beefy, beautiful. Rottweilers have an ability to change their entire countenance, like a bear or something. It's really weird, man. She's a beautiful dog. So I understand, and man, my best is with both of you guys.
Well, thank you, brother. We appreciate it. But other than heartbreak and loss, what you been up to, man? Any good shit?
Working really hard, man. I've been working really hard, putting both of my feet forward. I invite you over to watch Chris Kringle. That's where I get that from. If anybody's wondering, hey, where's he talking about? Is that die? I do combine it with Die With Your Boots on sometimes. But Chris Kringle is my favorite Christmas movie. What's your favorite Christmas movie, Dave Jarvis?
That would have to be Die Hard.
Excellent Christmas movie. And then what about, what's the new Christmas movie that's out? Scary Christmas?
I am not up to speed as far as new movies.
It's a
sorry.
play on words. It's something like that. It's Scary Christmas or something. Obviously, I haven't been able to see it. I'm not going to be able to, but maybe I can bring you some information on it next week. It's supposed to be a badass, like horror flick, Freddy Krueger Christmas flick, from the way I understand it.
I love it already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I knew you would. Well, so man, I've been working really hard, Dave Jarvis.
Yeah.
I have been tracking down all the local shows and making contact with the people that I actually know, and kicking a couple of asses here and there. But mostly,
you are people that know people.
Hey, man, I appreciate it when you kick me in the ass, for the right reasons.
What about for the wrong ones?
Well, usually that's, more like a knife in the back or a kick in the teeth. And, most of the time they're little, you can see them.
What if it's a quick squeezing of the butt cheek as you're walking towards the restroom?
It depends on what bar I'm at. Hey, man, I've had this badass beard here, Dave Jarvis, all my life, really. And
it is a lovely beard.
Man, it used to be down at touched my like my trousers. It didn't touch my junk, but it got all the way down to the bottom of my belly. And I had beads in it and shit, dude. I've had everything in my beard. And why was I bringing up? I don't know.
Did you get a chance to check out that Grain album?
Oh, absolutely. I have. That's back to what I was talking about. Is how hard I've been working, man. I've been working and having a good time, knowing that my efforts are going to pay off in a way that will favor all of Dallas-Fort Worth heavy metal and music. Hard rock primarily, heavy metal primarily, but as a whole, I've worked hard enough to where I believe we have a quality program this evening tonight, Dave Jarvis.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. You've seen some of my graphics in the past. Well, this is just
Absolutely.
one of my many latest graphics right here. This is the brand new release of the remix for MP3 formatting by yours truly, Dave Jarvis.
Yeah, yeah. So I basically took the finished copy of the CD and broke it down into waves, and then did a little remaster of this 2006 album, and I have released it on SoundCloud. It's free to listen to. As far as I know, you can't download it off of SoundCloud. You can just stream it. But right now, I'm running into some streaming issues. So for right now, you're getting it for free. But I will let everybody know if that situation changes.
You sure will, because what we're going to do right now is we're going to go into the concert calendar.
Yes.
Everybody listening, I want to go over the basics real quick. But Dave Jarvis, we're going to get back to a dank moment with Dave Jarvis after the concert calendar. So everybody listening, this is how it works from here on out. Outlaw Video TV, blow your brains out with Rick E. Warden, that's me, and Dave Jarvis, the fucking co-host of whatever the fuck we're doing here. Say hi to Dave Jarvis, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
So to fuck around, we're going to go over the concert calendar first, because the number one priority of my heart, and I'm sure Dave Jarvis as well, but Outlaw Video TV as a whole, is to positively affect all music in Dallas-Fort Worth as much as fucking possible. All right? And I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. I know it's just the way that it is. So we're coming out of the gates hot. We're going to go over this concert calendar, and we got a lot of shows here to talk about. And immediately following that, we're going to have a dank moment with Dave Jarvis. Now, we might change that, but tonight I'm calling it a dank moment. I might slip and call it a dank episode.
Hey, whatever works.
What's on the table for Dave Jarvis tonight? And so then, after the concert calendar, what's that, Dave?
Yeah, go ahead.
After the concert calendar, we're going to have the dank moment with Dave Jarvis. It's going to change up. It's whatever the fuck he's doing, and he's doing a lot of studio production. So it's probably going to have something to do with that quite often. And tonight is no exception. As you saw the Grain CD there on the screen, The Abyss, that CD he has been working on and remastered, and is kind of learning this process. He's going to share with us what he's learned. For anyone who is going through the same thing already and remixing your old recordings that you did with your band prior to the MP3 era of music, then hop in the live comments to talk to us, or hop on the panel. Don't have to tonight, but keep it in mind, hopping on the panel in the future at this time when Dave Jarvis, when we're talking about that subject, whatever it is. But tonight it's going to be specifically remastering your old recordings, old music recordings, for the purpose of formatting them for MP3 distribution. Is that right, Dave Jarvis?
It doesn't even have to be for MP3. It can just be for streaming, just to take your stuff and put it onto the web. It can be MP3, but I always advise the wave is always the better way to go.
Excellent. See, that's the kind of information we're going to get into. So after that, we are tonight going to talk about Pantera. It's probably going to be a weekly thing to talk about Pantera and Metallica, but that's not all we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, a lot of different people, including other local promoters that promote music, because if we can help other promoters who are already kicking ass, then that's what we're all about. And so let me go back real quick. Hey, Dave Jarvis.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got your tickets to the Metallica concert yet?
I have not, because I'm not going to go.
All right. Well,
I wish everybody the best of luck, and I hope that if you do go, that you're safe and you have a good time. But to me, $60 is too much to pay for a concert ticket, let alone $1,700.
Well, Dave Jarvis, I appreciate that hard-hitting fucking attitude and being upfront about it, man. That's what it's all about. No fucking bullshit right here on Outlaw Video TV. Everybody, right now, we're going to bring onto the panel Jeff Dennis, the Godfather of Godfather TV. Welcome to Outlaw Video TV, Jeff Dennis.
How are you
Welcome,
doing?
Jeff.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I'm happy to be here. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hi, man. I'm the one that's challenging to hear, Jeff. So you'll be able to hear Dave Jarvis perfectly clear, and we'll both be able to hear you perfectly clear. I'm the one that's challenged to hear. So tell us about what you're doing over at Godfather TV.
Well, yeah, as you know, me and you both have been around the scene for so many years that we've always supported. There's a lot of people around the Metroplex that have supported local music, but I guess since I've been doing it for 45 years, somehow I got stuck with the name The Godfather. So being the oldest has its perks, I guess. And we got a producer in a studio. He already had a job as a doing documentaries for Hollywood, so it's a really nice studio. And we decided we were going to do something different than a podcast. We were going to bring people in and interview them and film it, and then later edit it and put in video and pictures and commercials and whatever else we can get out of it. And that's what we're doing. We've done 7 episodes. We've got 10 filmed. We try to do local celebrities like George Call. We did Matt Thompson from King Diamond. We did Jason McMaster. We got Rick Perry coming up. Got a lot of good stuff coming up, and we're just trying to get people to watch, just like you are. I mean, it's slow treading at first, but
well, it's always slow treading, man. So I think you're kicking ass, and I'm going to tell everyone, if you are watching this video, go to Godfather TV, not just because it's cool to support, but because you have some kick-ass interviews over there.
Yeah, we try to poke the bear a little bit, try to get a little bit of information out of people that normally they don't get asked. We don't hold back. You can say what you want, you can cuss, you can do whatever the hell you want, so it's more relaxed.
Hey, Ricky, remember to post a link to Godfather's
Hello, everybody. I'm just fucking around here by myself. Give me just a second.
I've seen some links before. Yeah.
Hey, sorry about that. Anything you said in the last 60 seconds probably wasn't heard, because I was trying to get you off of the solo screen. I had you pulled up as a solo, and in the process, I removed everybody and added it back on. Well, hey, Jeff, tell us about your personal favorite interview that you've done recently on Godfather TV.
Well, of course, George Call is never slow on the words, so he rattled off for about an hour and a half. We had to cut his into 2 episodes, so he's done 1 episode about Aska, and then he's going to do another episode. We've already got to film the other episodes about Omen and Banshee and Cloven Hoof and all the other bands he's been in. I got Darren Caperna from Back in Black to tell me the story of him auditioning for AC/DC. the actual AC/DC when Brian Johnson lost his hearing, and he gives a 40-minute description of walking in and seeing Angus and everybody there and actually auditioning. It's a great story. I got one coming up.
That is a great story. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I got one coming up with Chris Sheridan from Sweet Savage. Back in the 80s, he had a plane crash. He was a single engine or a single person flying an airplane and had a plane crash in 1992. He's in a wheelchair now. A lot of people don't know that. And he talks about the actual crash. I got him to open up about.
No, I remember that. He used to play on stage.
Yep. And he tells the whole story of his crash coming up. I think that's 2 episodes away. Me and Rick Perry basically just talk about old Arlington metal stories. So it's going to be a good one. That's going to be probably in about 2-3 weeks. My son is next. I think it comes out this Sunday. My son, Taylor, he's been in about 20 bands in the last 15 years. So he's going to tell all his stories. We just have some good stuff. Wayne Stokely, the drummer for Lillian Axe, he's blind. And he's talking about his struggles being blind with the national touring band. So I have some good stuff. And I got a list of like 50 people I'm trying to get on, trying to get people that have really good stories that have been around in the scene for a long, long time. More so than
Yes, man.
Yeah.
I want to thank you. Thanks for doing it because it's a lot of hard work and it is a gamble because, you know, hopefully you're doing it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, and if it pays off, then, you know, kick ass, you know, I hope genuinely that it does pay off so that you can continue to do more.
Yeah. I just want everybody to get their story out there and people to realize there's more to these guys than just watching them play a song, you know, or a show. There's
Jeff,
30, 40 years of history on some of these guys. Yes, sir.
What's the link again?
Godfather TV.
It's Godfather TV on Facebook. We have our own page, and then YouTube. I'm not sure what it is. It's like Concrete Shoes or something like the Godfather, but you can find it just by typing in Godfather TV and then any one of those guests I just mentioned, and it'll pop right up. And
like Jason McMasters, you got an excellent Jason McMasters interview. So if you type in Godfather TV, Jason McMasters, or just type in Godfather TV and Jeff Dennis, it'll come right up.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I don't do any of the technical stuff like you do, Rick. I bring in the people that I've known forever and let them handle all the posting and filming and editing and all that. So
you know, that's the nice way to do it. You know, I started Outlaw Video TV 13, 14 years ago. And, you know, I did it for fun, but I did hope that I could, you know, get to the point of generating some revenue.
Yeah.
If for no other reason to help continue, you know, interviewing bands and doing what I was doing and growing with the technology, you know, but, you know, it's challenging, you know, but times are different. People are, you know, still, I don't know, just YouTube has grown so much. Facebook has grown so much. That's the main reason times are different.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I've heard your show around for a long time. I've check it out sometimes. Used to have like a little round table. People would talk and stuff like that. I've seen several episodes. And of course, I've known you for over 40 years. So, yeah.
Hey, Jeff, real quick, I appreciate you hopping on. I'm going to invite you to come on anytime you like, just for like 5 or 10 minutes at a time, you know, to promote your latest interviews. It really is important to me, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, you know, likewise, because that's what it's all about. Like, I enjoy seeing you, whether it's here or whether it's, you know, at one of the local venues. But the fact is that, you know, I'm broke and there's a reason why I'm here. and you know, some people might say, well, you shouldn't be here if you're that damn broke and can't set up your studio, etc. Fuck it. You know, here I am. I'm Ricky Warden and this is what I do. Hey, Jeff, let's go to the chats real quick. Got just a minute to check out some live chat?
Sure. We
got Iron Jaw. They're saying hi to Dave. So Iron Jaw, y'all have back on to say hi to the Godfather TV. We got John Manuel here giving us some metal up, some horns up. And then Dan McNew. Dan McNew is watching us also. So
I know
anybody who
Dan.
has questions,
No, Dan.
go ahead. Anybody that has questions for Jeff Dennis, well, got him. Leave your comments, your questions in the comments. We'll pull them up and ask him about it. And that's how this shit works, right? So y'all don't fuck around. Go ahead and ask a couple of questions so that we can talk about it. And
Okay, hey, I got a question. I got a question right quick. Jeff, who is the guest that you really want? Like, who's number one on your list right now that you haven't yet gotten on?
I was kind of wanting to get King Diamond, but his drummer informed me that I have to go through his label, and he might do it, but he might not. So I wasn't holding my breath on that one.
That would be badass.
Yeah, that would be cool. He's local, even though he's not from.
Did you see Merciful Fate?
I didn't go this time. I saw him back in the past a few times, but I'm trying to get Casey Orr on too. He's got a good history, but he's really, really busy with Guar and everything and stuff. So I really haven't got him on yet. But
dude, Casey is awesome, man. I love Casey.
Yeah.
What's he doing with Guar?
He's been touring a lot lately. In fact,
playing bass.
Yeah, he's doing the Beefcake the Mighty character he's done for so long.
Yeah. Okay, just double checking.
Yeah, and he's got his art. He's got a bunch of art stuff he's trying to push and stuff. So I was just trying to get him on to promote his art, or anything. But he's really busy right now. He's still not to say no yet, but he hasn't confirmed yet either. So, but yeah, I've got a lot of guys.
Did you get a chance to watch some of those YouTube videos?
Oh yeah, they sounded great.
Yeah, man.
Sounded amazing.
That's one of the best shows I've seen like in a long time, and I really wished I would have gone. I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah. Did you go in the one in '85 with Motorhead and Exciter?
Oh yeah.
At the Bronco Bowl, that was badass.
yeah. I grew up on Merciful Fate. I was a big Merciful Fate fan, and it translated to King Diamond, but not as much.
I love Merciful Fate too. Yes. I saw their band they had called Force of Evil without King Diamond. It's the original band without King Diamond, and they played Cleveland about 18 years ago. I went to that too and got to meet all the guys. It was great.
All right, so there you go, King. Contact Daniels, Dennis, get back with Godfather TV. Let's get that interview. Iron Jaw commented live chat, the guitars from Symphony X. Who is that? Isn't that Jason? No, that's Cacophony.
Roger Romeo.
Roger Romeo.
Yeah, I think it's Roger Romeo. Somebody Romeo.
You know, it's funny. I used to play Symphony X, a shrapnel band. And I used to play all those shrapnel guys on KNON back in the day, So I used to play Symphony X. I can't remember who's in the fucking band, though.
That had to be Rick Perry that asked that question.
Think so?
That's
I also used to play Cacophony, so y'all have stomped the Godfather with the guitarist for Symphony X. Anybody who knows the answer can Google it real quick.
It's Romeo. I just don't know his first name. I can't remember.
Yeah, Romeo's good enough. Yeah, so you got it, Jeff. All right, so we got a comment from Dan McNew here. I got to wait for it to come on my monitor. Would love to interview the current lineup of Pantera in August. So there you go, Dan McNew. I've been sending out good vibes for you pretty much every day because the more I've been doing this show, the more it's in my mind and the more you guys are in my thoughts. So I've been sending out good vibes for you every day, Dan McNew, for that interview or contact. That would be cool. Dan, be sure and hang around because we're going to get into the concert calendar very shortly. And then we're going to talk some tech. And after that, we are going to talk Pantera and Metallica. And that could last, an hour. Who knows? Should be talking about Pantera and Metallica within about 30, 40 minutes.
I usually ask all my guests what they think of that reunion. I ask them, I think 4 or 5 guests I've asked that. I finally stopped because it was the same thing. But I've been asking that question the whole year so far.
Well, I've got a lot of shit to go over tonight. Since you're a contributor here, Godfather TV, have you heard of the guy Shred on YouTube?
Shred?
Yeah, have you come across Shred on YouTube? He's a guitar player. and he teaches lessons so he can, you know, sit there and talk music while he plays. But he's a host more than he is a guitar player. And he's been talking about the Pantera reunion, and you know, I think it's, you know, I'm just gonna say it. Some of the stuff that I'm gonna get into tonight is both sides of the fucking issue, and I know it's old, but it's pertinent. And so, if nobody talks about it, then I won't talk about it that much. But I'm prepared. I have graphics prepared, and I'm prepared to try to discuss both sides of the whole Pantera controversy, and again come out the other side, you know, together and in appreciation of what it is, you know.
Exactly.
Right. We're not jerking off like we did last week.
So I know for sure that if they were playing over at Competition Music, we'd all fucking be there.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Those Metallica
Underground like a son of a bitch.
What?
What's underground like a son of a bitch. I was saying underground like a son of a bitch. That's how we roll.
Yeah, that's how we roll. So, hey, Jeff Dennis, what do you think of what I'm doing here with Outlaw Video TV? My concept is real simple. The more bands I can get to come here and promote their shows themselves, the more this is obviously going to grow. And, you know, I believe help Dallas-Fort Worth music as a whole. I really don't give a fuck about making money. I'd like to, but I don't look at YouTube at this point like that, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I called it Outlaw Video TV. That's what it's all about, is just being yourself. And, you know, I've been accused of saying fuck just for the sake of saying it.
I'll tell you what would really be nice is if this show could somehow unite the people in metal from Fort Worth and in Dallas, because there seems to be a rift between the two, and it's unfortunate because people from opposite sides seem to think negatively about the people on the other side, and they really shouldn't. We're all brothers and sisters, you know, and it really sucks when people in Dallas are like, hey, you want to play this show in Fort Worth? Fort Worth, fuck that. Same thing with Fort Worth. You want to play the show in Deep Ellum? No, I don't want to go to Deep Ellum. And we need to somehow break down those walls, people.
Yeah. It's either it's too far to Fort Worth or it's too dangerous in Deep Ellum. One of the two. Yeah, I hear it all the time too.
Well, you know what you're going to find, that there's always, no matter what environment you're in, and music is absolutely no exception. You know, there's always going to be cool people that, you know, can either set aside their inhibitions and their biasnesses, and, you know, for the sake of just, like Jeff is promoting this shit here tonight. That's what I'm doing. The main reason I started doing the show again, like this, is to promote my music. I have the fortunate ability to record 2 songs. It's been almost a year ago now, but you need a way to promote your music. And so, you know, that's the main reason I started doing this. And so if I didn't believe it was good for other people's music, I wouldn't be sitting here saying that it is. So I know that it is. It's just a matter of, you know, continue doing what we do. And so that's why I'm extra appreciative to you, Jeff, for spending a few minutes with us here tonight.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and anything anybody can do to help spread the word on any kind of shows or local bands or local music is great for me, because I love local music. I think we have the best, most talented musicians in the last 40, 50 years in any place in the world, to be honest.
Well, with that, why don't you tell us about Taylor's? You got some shows coming up?
Yeah, he's got some of his tribute bands coming up. His Queens Rock Band plays this Friday at Amplified. His All right.
I was kind of wondering, you know, while I was putting these graphics together.
Walk in the Shadows.
Give me a second. I'll get there. Yeah, keep going. So he plays in the Walk in the Shadows
Walk in
band.
the Shadows Queens Rock band. He plays in Def Legend, the Def Leppard band. He plays in Euthanasia, the Megadeth band. Yeah, that one right there. That's Friday night. That's gonna be a good show. He plays in oh God, Dreamkeeper's his original band now.
Doesn't Dreamkeeper have a show coming up at O'Reilly's?
No, they were supposed to a couple weeks ago, and somebody got sick, and then they were supposed to play with George at the Rail, and somehow that show got canceled. So I don't even know what happened to that show. So nothing for Dreamkeeper the rest of this month, but I know he's got some tribute shows coming up. He's in like 15 bands right now. It's so hard to keep up, really is.
Right.
But I guess the most recent ones are going to be Friday and Saturday. So yeah.
Well, do me a favor and encourage him and anyone else that you just happen to come across to hop on over here. I'm here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Dave is kind enough to spend about an hour with me. I've been managing to keep someone else on the panel with me most of the time. So I usually have a panel here for anybody that comes over and wants to talk about their music or their shows coming up. That's what we're here for.
Great.
Now, I plan on doing a lot of other things. You know, I am definitely going to be interviewing bands and a lot of different things in the future, but this is my number one priority. The main reason I've ever interviewed bands really was to help promote local bands. You know, when I started the Skull Press, I didn't start the Skull Press to interview Halloween and Sabotage and Armored Saint and all of the bands. You know, I started it to promote Pantera and Rigor Mortis and Talon or Sedition and, you know, Warlock, you know, all the fun, cool bands. That's why I started it. So I'm doing the same shit today. And the reason, you know, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed interviewing Anthrax and all those bands. But the main reason I would be interviewing bands is, again, to help promote this show here and the local Dallas-Fort Worth music scene.
Right.
Hey Jeff, who are some of your upcoming guest interviewees?
Well, like I said, I got this. The next one that comes out, it's my son Taylor. We were just talking about. I think that comes out this Sunday, I think. And then the next one's going to be Rick Perry, talking all about Gamma Side and Warlock and Puncture and Iron Jaw and Headbanger. And then I got Chris Sheridan after him, which is Sweet Savage and the plane crash and all that. And then that's already been filmed. And then we got another episode with George, like I said, his second part. And then we just interviewed the other night the drummer for Fate's Warning, but he's not from Texas, but a lot of people in the interview were. But we think we lost all the footage for that, so we don't know if that's going to air. We had something went wrong in our Zoom and it didn't record, and we might have to scrap that whole thing. So, and I got a bunch of guys in the future I need to talk to. John Perez. I'm trying to get Lance Williams maybe from Boss Tweed, Donnie Hart, bunch of guys. I got a whole long list. LaRon Taylor from Lillian Axe. I got a list of like 20 guys. I'm on my short list.
That's awesome, man. And best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Y'all all hear that? So we're all in the same boat. He wants to do long, extensive interviews with you. And that's obviously a needed kick-ass format. I want you to come on here once a month, once every couple of weeks, 5 minutes at a time. You know, it's like right now, Jeff, you've been with us probably 20 minutes or so. I appreciate it so much, man. But I really want you to, you know, not think that you have to spend an hour here. You know, if I can get 20 bands to come on Wednesday night and just spend 5 minutes each, that's kind of the vision that I have.
Right. Yeah, don't let me hijack the show. I appreciate the time. I'll let you guys get back with what you were discussing before
What we're going to do is go over the local concert calendar.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So many good shows. There's just so many good shows and venues. Everybody needs to get out and support best they can.
Absolutely,
now, are either of y'all up to speed as far as any new venues that have opened up?
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Hey, Jeff, be sure, and if you don't already know, I'm sure you do, the Maverick is booking shows again. So if they haven't already contacted Taylor.
Now, are you talking about Mavericks in Arlington or the Maverick in Carrollton?
Mavericks in Arlington. I know you love Arlington.
I'll just let y'all know I'm from Arlington. Mavericks in Arlington is trying to get the top 40 crowd, the pop country crowd, the pop rap crowd. So it's not trying to do any metal shows.
No,
not that I've seen.
Yeah,
I have flyers here. Hey,
unless it's a Jerry show. Unless it's a Jerry show. If it's a Jerry show, that's different. But even Jerry
he's got a bunch of them.
But Jerry doesn't.
Productions has like 5 or 6 shows booked over there already.
Yes, but they're not all metal.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, so that's all the more reason for metal bands to contact Elmo Jones Productions and give him hell.
And not just that, but if you're a metal band, it wouldn't hurt to like incorporate other non-metal elements into your metal. You know, like kind of like distinguish yourself from the crowd. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but the DFW metal crowd, as far as the newer metal bands, they all kind of sound very similar.
Yeah.
And I remember back, probably 15, 20 years ago, each band was very proud of how different they sounded from the flock. And it would be really nice to see that again.
Yeah, it would. I noticed the same thing about a lot of original bands. There, you go to the show and there's 5 bands that sound exactly the same.
Listen up, guys. That's coming from people with ears for music. Originality is what we're after. The way I think of it is just playing your heart out. I'm not even that good of a guitar player. I'm a decent singer. I keep timing. Like, timing is one of my best gifts that I learned. And timing is a very good gift.
And put on a show. Don't be afraid to put on a show. Yeah.
Yeah, just play your heart out. That's what people get off on, man. Just fucking get out there and play your heart out. Speaking of that, what about Zakk Wylde, man? I was watching that Shred guy I was telling you about earlier. He had some comparison videos on Zakk Wylde's Pantera playing and Dimebag's Pantera playing live, and guitar tone specifically. And it's dude, when you're listening to Zakk Wylde play it, like at this Chili show or the Mexico show, it sounds good. It really does, especially like the riffs. But those leads are so fucking far away from Dime's leads, tone, and everything.
Wow. Yeah, I thought they got the crowd going, and Zakk sounded good on the riffs. But yeah, you're right. The lead, there's only one Dime. Let's face it. We've known that since he was 14 years old. I mean.
Okay, so can Zakk ever get there?
He's just a different style player. He's just a whole totally different style player. I don't think I don't think so. But he's going to give it hell. And he's going to.
What do you think, Dan McNew? Can Zakk Wylde get there? Will he be able to deliver the goods? This is a real deal. Rex Brown is sick. They said that he came down with COVID, and basically he's off of the South America tour and has been replaced.
Wow.
That's pretty serious.
So wait. So the Pantera reunion is one member of Pantera. Is that what you're saying?
It's Phil Terra or
Phil Terra
or Panselmo.
I like them both.
But yeah, so here it is on the screen. Charlie Benante post. Chili was on fire. We missed Rex tonight. Get better, bud. Damn, it was a hot one. someone posts, it's still Pantera. Someone laughs. Michael W. Cook says, no, it isn't.
No, it isn't.
And so here's the official news here, stolen from Metal Addicts and Guitar World. So there it is there, contracted COVID-19. And then Guitar World just yesterday.
Hey, Riggy.
They look like they'll be shared by Cattle Decapitation's Derek Ingeman and former Down bassist Bobby Landgraf for the band's 2 remaining shows in Brazil.
Riggy, remember how we were talking about a hologram dime bag? Fuck it. Hologram Pantera. Fuck it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And you're still gonna pay $1,700 to see hologram Pantera.
How would that work out? Pan hologram?
Yeah. Hologram Terra.
Holotera?
Holotera, that's a good one.
No, hologram Terra.
Oh, that's it. Hologram Terra. Yeah, you know, thanks for laughing at it with me, guys, because, you know, fuck. You know, ain't no sense in taking it all too serious. I do want to, while we're here, before I move on, give a shout out to Rex and wish him the absolute very best. But, man, what do you think? What if Rex doesn't return?
Oh, he will. He will. He just
Do you think
he
it's
has
possible?
COVID. He'll miss 2 shows and he'll be back the next time they play, which will be after Christmas, I think.
Have you gone back and listened to those Mexico shows and then listened to the Chile shows by comparison and listened to the bass and everything?
No, I didn't even know he wasn't there until you just said that. So it's good.
Well,
It's good.
one of the reasons why is because that fucking bassist on, if you watch the Chile show, the other 2 shows are this weekend. So they've only done 1 without him, to my knowledge. And it's the Chile show. And the bass sounds a lot better. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I hope that it's not an issue of him not being able to play the parts.
Well, I won't say anything on Pantera, but I will say this. When Grain reunited with a different drummer, we sounded differently. And then when Grain reunited again and our drummer became our guitarist and we had to get a different drummer, it sounded differently too. When you fuck with the formula, it's not going to sound exactly right. The key is, like, do you feel good when it's over? If you feel good when it's over, that's all that matters, really. You know, it's like The Rock says, if you are entertained, then it really doesn't matter how well it was done.
For sure, you know, the experience, it's a hearing experience or it's nothing, you know. So yeah, it's definitely all about experience. And so that's what it comes down to with the Pantera celebration, or whatever you want to call it. You know, people are going to enjoy it. But we can still sit here and fucking critique it. That's okay. It's not against the law to critique it and fucking laugh and have fun.
How dare you?
So yeah, there's a lot of shit here about people saying, I don't know why people are having such a hard time. Right?
Yeah.
Has anybody gone back and watched the video of Vinnie Paul?
Yep, I saw it.
Yeah, I think we all have. It's on this channel right here, EMP Rock Invasion. They're the one that got that interview with Vinnie Paul. So if you want to see the original interview over there on YouTube. But, you know, he basically said it's impossible.
Yep.
And of course, we all agree. I mean, there's no, this guys, none of the people critiquing the Pantera celebration are ultimately saying, you know, they wouldn't go. But, you know, but it's just kind of that gap between everybody seems surprised. Like, it's so surprising that there's this rift. And it's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. The reason it's not surprising is because of this. Did anybody read this magazine?
No, I didn't.
Well, I happened to be at Barnes and Noble's when it came out. And Barnes and Noble's in Arlington off of Cooper Street. And I had never seen a Metal Hammer there before. I'm very aware of Metal Hammer and Kerrang and the whole magazine, and I'd never seen a Metal Hammer. I look up at their magazine rack, and there's a fucking Metal Hammer, and it's got Phil Anselmo on the cover. And it says that. It says that specifically. Dimebag Darrell deserves to be beaten severely. And it's not my intention to open old wounds. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to provide an unbiased presentation on why it's a big fucking deal to some people. That's a big deal. So people either need to fucking get over it and like accept. Everybody knows that Phil Anselmo supported War Beast and that Outlaw Video TV was a part of supporting War Beast also. So I had the fortunate ability of hanging out with Phil one time is all. I'm sure I could have hung out with him more. I would have gone to some down shows and stuff like that, but that's not my point. I actually had an opportunity to sit down with him for 15 minutes, had a couple of whiskeys together. And man, you know, we just hugged each other and kind of both at the same time said, nah, you know, it's not worth it. We got better things to do. I hope you're good, man, you know? And so it's not about that. Like, whether you want to call it forgiveness or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. But Vinnie Paul was pissed off. He was pissed off till the day he fucking died because of this shit right here. I'm sure this isn't the only reason, but this is part of it, a big part of it. And so what does that mean?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I met Vinnie Paul about 5 times between 2001 and the day he died. And he was always a very mean person. You know, I have a bunch of friends that were close friends with him, and they say they would lay down in traffic for him, that he was the greatest person in the world. I wish I could have met that guy, because the guy that I met throughout the years was very mean. He was a very mean person, you know, and I don't know if he was just feeling, you know, certain shit on those particular days, but it was like, you know, like I understand where people are extremely upset that you would try to replace someone as great as Vinny and someone as great as Dime. But man, I feel like such a dick saying this, man. I don't mean to be shitting on anybody, okay? Because Vinnie Paul and Pantera meant so much to me growing up. But never meet your idols, all right? That's what I'll say. Never meet your idols. I've met quite a few idols, and they were not as nice as they appeared to be.
I'm with you, Dave Jarvis. Hey, thanks for saying it, dude, and thanks for not being a pussy about it. It's okay, all right? Everybody's entitled to their opinion based on their experiences, even if those experiences are hearsay for people that you trust. Jeff Dennis, you care to chime in?
Well, I just know that he's not lying. I all the times I had with Vinny, he was pretty cool. I got lucky because I know a lot of people more than not that said he was an asshole to them. So everybody's experience is different. Dimebag, on the other hand, was always fucking cool. I don't know what it was. He just seemed like he was always fucking cool. He might have been a little cocky when he was young, like around 16, 17, 18. He seemed like he was a little more cocky and really didn't have the friendly. He was cool, but he just wasn't as outgoing as he was when he got older. Because last time I saw him was 2004 at Monte Carlo's in Arlington, and he bought a shot for everybody in the bar, and they got up and jammed with Aska. It was awesome. So I mean, he was really cool. But yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things about Vinny, but I never had that experience with Vinny. He was always pretty cool to me, so I got lucky, I guess.
Well, thanks for saying that, man. And let's clarify, this isn't fucking trash Vinny time or anything.
No, it's not.
We're sitting around having a good time shooting shit, man. My experience, as y'all last week or a couple of weeks ago, my buddy Alex Gomez, who is a multifaceted musician, he came on in the live chats and said, "Hey, do you remember seeing Vinnie Paul at the Aardvark?" And he came and gave you a big hug. So, man, that's what I have to say about Vinnie Paul more than anything else. Is I am so fucking thankful that he literally singled me out. Were you at that show by chance, Jeff Dennis? You're at pretty much every show.
Metal Church.
It was Cowboys from El Paso at the Aardvark over in Fort Worth.
I didn't go to the last time I went to the Aardvark Metal Church played, and he was there also. But
yeah,
no, he wasn't there. I'm sorry. Rita was there. That was 2 nights before he got murdered.
Wow.
And I was talking to Rita. She said when Dime gets back from Ohio, which is where he was, give us a call and he'll show Taylor some licks because Taylor was just learning how to play guitar. And we were all excited. Taylor was like, "Oh God," and then of course 2 days later, boom, the hammer drops on everybody. But yeah, I wasn't there. But Vinny, I think Vinny he remembers who was there in the beginning, like in the early 80s. And I think he kept those people he was nicer to those people when he got famous because he knew they were there when he wasn't famous, more than the people that tried to jump on the bandwagon later. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, all I know to tell you is that, I never thought of Vinnie Paul as being a dickhead or anything like that. Not when I did. I mean, when it comes down to it, I thought Terry Glaze was a dickhead. I thought Rex Brown was a dickhead. I thought Paul was a dickhead. I even thought Dime was a dickhead at times, but it had a little more to do with how he just, you were either going to fucking, be in his service, even back when he was 16 and cocky, or we were both, 16 and 17. That was in our heyday, bro. You were just going to do whatever the fuck it was he was doing at the time in most cases. And that's, kind of how it works. But it was fun, man. It was fun doing it. That's for damn sure.
Good times.
But Vinnie Paul was always kind of all business. So I always saw Vinnie Paul as kind of all business, Now, I do think that Vinnie Paul and his dad kind of helped Dime back, it was them too. And Terry Glaze tells the story that the main reason, or one of the main reasons he left Pantera, was because in a Democratic vote, those three, Dime, Vinny, and Jerry, voted together and would vote Terry out, and he didn't really have a voice. And so I just know that Vinnie Paul and Jerry Abbott had a heavy hand on the early days of Pantera staying a little more pop oriented, whereas Dime would have taken this shit heavy to get a little sooner.
Yeah.
And so Vinnie Paul, I just saw him as all business, and we were close, like even after, the heydays, and I was doing my band. I had a band called Mr. Freak and the Freak Show Band, where I did see Vinnie Paul a couple of times, and I did hand him my CD. But anytime especially if you're an artist and you're asking or offering someone to listen to your music, man. You just have to have the attitude that, you know, if you don't hear from them, it just doesn't mean anything. You know, if you start assuming, he's an asshole because he didn't contact me after I handed him my record, you know, that doesn't get anywhere. And so, you know, I did have things like that, but I know after that, it was at the Aardvark. Literally, the place was packed, and Vinnie Paul came out of the restrooms over there, and I was packed against the front of the stage with Gomez and friends. And he literally was coming right through the crowd. And we had to divide the crowd to get, and he was coming right towards me. And I was definitely noticing because I'm very observant. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he came straight to me and gave me a big fucking Vinnie Paul hug, man. So, yeah. I'm just going to say that, you know, I've known the guy all my life. And, you know, nobody's perfect.
That's right.
But hey, if he was a dickhead to you, hop on here and let's dogpile the motherfucker. No, I'm playing. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to read this real quick. This is the deal. So just to clear the air so that there's no more confusion, everybody, you can stop saying, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why there's a rift. Here's why there's a rift. It's not a fucking mystery. Paul rages. He said it word for fucking word. And the kind of shit he said is the kind of shit that might incite the guy who did this. Keyword might. Might is enough, dude. All right? Might's enough. Like, it pissed me off. I ain't gonna fucking lie. When I read that article, my heart, I read it at Barnes & Noble. As soon as I saw it, I opened it, I read it. My heart fucking sunk within me. And I've been pissed. There's a part of me that's been major pissed right along with Vinnie Paul all this time ever since. Phil called me when he was trying to get into the funeral and left a message that said, I can prove to you I didn't do that interview. Paul says, but I got the fucking audio files, man. Anyone that wants to hear them, I'll be happy to play them for you. So he ought to feel really fucking guilty any way you slice it. So I'm not here tonight trying to open up an old wound. I'm just answering the fucking question. Is that cool, guys?
Hell yeah.
No.
I mean, does it make sense that that's what the mystery is there? No mystery at all. Phil Anselmo did that interview. That interview alone, whether Dime, you know, was murdered or not. Just saying that kind of shit in Metal Hammer is like, you know, that's, you know, I'm not going to fault Vinnie Paul for not forgiving that.
It might have been taken out of context too. They might have left out some things he said, even though he did say it. They might have reworded it or something. I don't really know, but either way, it's not
important about this Vinnie Paul quote, and that's why I left it up on the screen for so long. Yeah. Is because Vinnie claims, you know, I don't know, I didn't hear the tapes. I don't think he ever released them to the public, but he said, you know, those are Vinnie's words. He's the one that said it, that he has the tapes. So he says that he'll get the interview. So if, you know, I'm going on Vinnie's word, I'm going on Metal Hammer's credibility, that, you know, he did the fucking interview. Has anybody noticed that the A&E behind the scenes has re-edited the Pantera behind the scenes? Is that old news or what?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, when the behind the scenes Pantera version first came out, it included this controversy. It sure did. It laid it out just like that at the very end of it. And if you look it up now, I don't think you can find the old version anymore. If you look it up now, that's it. You're just going to see an edited version that does not include that. All right. Well, here's the deal: is I want to appreciate you guys for going through that shit with me. Hey, Jeff Dennis, are you familiar with Dave Jarvis and what he does?
No, I am not. I'd like
He
to,
has
though.
this thing called X610 Chill here.
Okay.
He's doing all kinds of crazy mixes. Him and his brother. He's also in a band called Dank and Grain with his brother Hank. And his brother Hank is on one of these songs here called Mutta Is.
Okay.
It's like so good and so funny, man. It's like just like Dave was saying earlier, you know, we need some fresh shit, something different. Well, look no further. Until Dave has been delivering. And
Thank you,
he
brother.
also has another song called Big Top that he just put out last week also. So there's a little bit about
Yeah, I just wrote that down so I could check it out later. Big Top.
It's
Okay.
X610 Chill is what it is. And then this is his band Grain right here. They have an old record or a record that's how old? When did this record come out, Dave Jarvis?
That came out in 2006. We released it, and then we went on tour throughout the country, throughout all of 2006. And yeah, that was basically we took some songs from previous recordings, and we did a full length, and then we did a full-on tour through the West Coast, up through the Midwest, and then back up through the upper North, and then to Northeast, and then all the way down the Atlantic coast, all the way down to Florida, and then back to Texas. Grain, we played with a bunch of fucking bands over the years. Kitty, 36 Crazy Fists, Trivium, Crowbar, fucking Mushroom Head and shit. And yeah, honestly, the year that we broke up was the year that Within Chaos went on Ozfest. And basically, Grain and Within Chaos was the show to go to between 2006 2007. That was the show that you could not miss, because whoever opened tried way hard to upstage the band after them. So if Within Chaos opened for Grain, they went hard as fuck. So then Grain would have to go twice as hard to try to match that, and back and forth. It was a wonderful time to be a metalhead in DFW.
Nice. I'll
Very
check
nice. And right now, 2022, 2023, Grain, The Abyss is the music that you want to go listen to.
I will check it out.
And also, how about this band? Do you know about Wadja?
I know Wadja. They're kick ass.
Hell yeah. This is my boy, Greg Kramer. He came through for me on the drums.
Yeah, their bass player is badass too, that girl.
Laura, yeah.
Yep, Laura.
Yeah, we've been playing with them since like 2002.
I was judging a contest 15 years ago or something, in a band called Peaceful Resistance Impossible. Badass fucking metal semi-industrial sounding band. And I was the judge. I'm sitting there, you know, to judge, and these competitions normally don't go all that well. So this chick comes out with a Rickenbacker down on her fucking knee, and I turn to the people next to me. It's like, hey, this is either gonna be badass or really hard. And Laura didn't let me down, and neither did PRI. Man, that was one of the coolest shows I've ever seen.
Hey, Ricky, you want to know something funny? When Laura quit the band, Hank replaced her on bass. Hank from Dank replaced her on bass. So they would go back to these venues that they had already played with Laura as their bassist, but now they would be coming in with Hank as their bassist, and they all went to Hank and they were like, "Hey, so what happened to the hot chick that was playing bass?" And the funny thing is, Laura, the bassist, was Hank's girlfriend for like 5 years. and
Oh,
Okay.
and
Very interesting.
and when they broke up, Hank became the bassist for PRI. So he was not just the new bassist, but he was the ex of the old bassist.
oh
So
wow.
it was double painful, double
Yeah,
painful.
I bet he got tired of that.
Oh, you have no idea how tired he got of that shit.
Well, I just wish that Jesse dude would have figured out a way to keep going because I really like that band.
Yeah, Jesse was an interesting character.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty alpha male motherfucker.
Yeah, but now he makes his living by hooking up with old rich bitches. So God bless him.
Really? He has a My Fans page too?
No, he's more like a Tales from the Crypt character. You know, like the one that trades in their youth for money, but at the end ends up like in the grave.
Like
Nice.
he's a grave robber?
He's definitely a grave digger.
Yeah, well, sorry. So I'm, Sam, hey, again, I'm just talking about the music, man. I definitely like the music. And, like I said, local music is what I love. And PRI and Laura is a prime example of why I love local music so much. I have like 1,000 different artists and bands that I have the same type of similar stories that are just some of my favorite life experiences of all time. To have seen that chick come out and kick ass with that Rickenbacker and then follow her career through Faded Grace, where she did some shit together with Outlaw Video Showcase. And then now, she's in Georgia. So I just fucking love it, man. That's what it's all about.
And also, her sister had a kid with the brother of CJ from Drowning Pool. So they're deeply embedded in the scene.
Wow.
Now, is she primarily a Dallas girl? Is she from Dallas?
Flower Mound, but yeah, basically.
And then, are you from Arlington? Did y'all grow up in Arlington?
We grew up in Grand Prairie, and we moved to Arlington at the turn of the century.
Oh, that explains it. I understand now. I'm glad you escaped. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Arlington. I moved there in '68.
He escaped Grand Prairie and moved to the craziest thing, where side by side you have like this hellhole, and then the Metal Kingdom, Metal Paradise, Arlington.
Yeah.
Hey, Grand Prairie's all right.
I was waiting for a comeback.
You gotta understand, Grand Prairie from like 1990 to about 96, it was actually a pretty nice place to live.
Yeah. So how many times did you swim across Mountain Creek?
Enough times to get cancer and then recover.
See what I'm talking about? Hey, strong.
I have a healthy glow about me. It's green.
Thank you, Vought. It's all worth it, man. Sports for national defense.
So, as fans of the local music, are y'all familiar with Laser Tracks?
Sounds familiar.
Tracks. Nope.
They were a CD venue on Cooper Street that operated on the opposite side of the CD warehouse that was by Spare Time Lanes. But the cool thing about Laser Tracks is that they would let you do live shows in there. So there was a whole bunch of fucking punk and emo shows that happened in Laser Tracks in the late 90s, early 2000s. I was just wondering if y'all had ever checked out any of those shows before.
No, I moved out of Arlington in '97, so I must have missed that. I was there from '68 to '97. Oh no, I'm
And
sorry.
was Laser
I moved.
Tracks
I
a
moved.
record store?
I moved in '88. Sorry, I moved out in '88, so I missed that. Yeah.
Hey, Dave, was Laser Tracks a record store?
Yeah, Laser, the records and CDs and shit like that. They operated right across the street from the CD warehouse that I think now is like a Mattress Giant or something. But
Yeah, and Rusty.
there's spare time lanes over on Cooper, and then there's that
And Rusty's. Like Rusty's is
yeah,
next, is across the
yeah.
parking lot. Now, is
But
that
then,
Tracks place, was that karaoke store also?
it was across the street. There was a strip of venues. There was like a Chinese restaurant and like a dry cleaner and shit. And in the middle of it was this place, Laser Tracks, that would have a lot of punk and emo and honestly quite a few Christian punk and emo type of shows. That happened over there. I remember a lot of the people that I went to high school with would be like, "Hey, come over to Laser Tracks. We're playing tonight." I'm like, what? Let you play? Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, kick ass. Thanks for bringing it up. It's good to know that Arlington had another place where metal lived on.
Yeah,
I went
like
to a hamburger place called Molly's. Did you ever go to Molly's shows?
I did not, but here's the thing that like a lot of folks don't realize: there's a huge Christian metal underground that I don't know if it still exists, but it definitely existed. It definitely existed back then. Like bands like what was it? Neon Gray and Embodiment and Travail and Living Sacrifice. They would like sell out like all these churches all over like Haltom and Arlington that nobody ever talks about, but they played as well as any of the secular bands of the time. You know, they just nobody ever mentions them because they're like Christian metal, but they were fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of a, you know, it's just telling you how musicians are going to find a way to play their music, if you ask me. My children grew up in that era, and so I was very close to that era of music and helped a lot of those types of bands. But I think what I noticed was that if a kid wanted to play music and asked for a guitar or an amplifier, the answer was always hell no. Shut up, kid. You know, go do your homework. But if you, as a teenage kid, said, "Hey, I'd like to have a guitar so I can play in the youth band, the youth group at church," and all of a sudden a brand new Line 6 amp and Gibson Les Paul shows up. So I hate saying it, but that's kind. You know, music is going to go where it's facilitated. And churches have facilitated music for a long time, like it or not. That's my point.
Oh, dude, there were some amazing fucking festivals of just Christian metal that that totally is what got me into local music. Period.
Did you ever see No Sleeper?
I remember a friend of mine took me to a church in Haltom City, and Jermaine Johnson, the singer for TYVM, he sang in one of those bands, and that's how we first hooked up. And he's now doing his like techno crazy thing with Bloodied. Jermaine Johnson, he's an amazing, talented individual. But yeah, that's how I first got into the local scene, was through local Christian metal, because these were amazing musicians playing music that I wasn't completely on board with their message, but I was totally enthralled by how amazing they were as musicians.
Well, I think this is a great time also to tell Jeff Dennis, bro, you did kick ass with your son, and facilitating his music life, no matter what avenue it went through. But I am curious, did he have any, like, did Taylor ever play for a youth group or anything like that?
Nope. He just started playing guitar one day, and then next thing you know, he's on stage when he was barely just turned 15. Aska gave him a show at Monte Carlo's, and they never turned back after that.
Yeah. See, I commend you, and that's what I've always said, is that really, David, it's about supporting musicians. I saw it with my own two eyes. I grew up with Daryl Abbott and Jerry Abbott and Carolyn. I know how helpful it is to have real support to facilitate individual musicianship. And that's that's why I think there were so many bands here in the Dallas area. It's kind of funny because I've heard of that Entombed, but I don't know who they are. But a lot of other bands from this area and around, I've done a lot of work with, like Oh Sleeper is one of them. But it also had just as much to do with musicianship. I stand behind Oh Sleeper. That's why I asked you if you listened to it. Have you ever listened to any Oh Sleeper, Jeff Dennis?
Nope.
Are you okay with this conversation? Sorry, I knew it, but Dave Jarvis brought it up, so I'm talking about Oh Sleeper.
There's some great Christian metal out there. I'm a big fan of Sacred Warrior, White Cross, Deliverance, Tourniquet.
Warrior record.
Pardon?
Favorite Sacred Warrior record? It's okay. It's all right.
The one with Wicked Generation on it. I can't even think of the name of it. Might be Wicked Generation.
That's something. I forget what it is too.
Yeah, I don't really know the names of them, but I've got them all. I used to own them all. Now I've got them all downloaded, and I sold the other ones.
Right. Okay. Well, there was this band called Oh Sleeper. They're still around, but they're like every other band. They've been struggling for years, And not only that, they made one of the biggest fucking mistakes that you can make as a band. Everybody listening, listen to me loud and clear. I'm speaking from experience. They signed with a record label, and they signed with a record label, 10, 12 years ago now that, I don't know. I think that signing to Solid State Records, which is a Christian record label, ended up hindering the band Oh Sleeper more than it has helped them. And, I know that they have a very strong Christian message, but whatever that is, to me, like, I'm aware of the first two Oh Sleeper records, and the second Oh Sleeper record, dude, is literally it's they've all they're, because I was like helping out a lot of these bands. I was really part of this fucking group of people, and most of the cool people, kind of like us here tonight, you guys joining me and shit, but most of the cool people in those circles, the musicians playing music, our attitude towards Christianity was shit is fucked up. Not, hey, isn't Christianity wonderful? Most people like Oh Sleeper and Derek Webb is one of the big guys with this message. It was about tearing down how fucked up the church is and things like that, more than it was about, oh, look how wonderful the church is today, you know. So that's important to me, I guess, to mention that, because I don't want to come away from this conversation tonight with anyone thinking, oh yeah, I knew Rick was one of those Christian music religious zealots, you know, whatever. If you think Jesus Christ of the Bible was a religious zealot for, you know, casting people out of the house of God that were there for the wrong motives of making money off of people, then, you know, I don't know. That's just that. I mean, come on. Me and Daryl Abbott and all of us. Remember Robert Tilton back in the day, Jeff Dennis?
Yep.
Drunk at 2, 3 in the morning, and there was just nothing on TV but Robert Tilton. And he'd be there with his prayer cloths, and there's somebody in the audience tonight, and you got a little heart murmur, and the Lord is talking. You know, it was just funny as hell to laugh at those people, because it was so blatantly obvious that they were, you know, robbing people blind.
Oh, of course. They were, especially.
Yeah. And so there you go. I'm kind of helping clarify a version of perspective, if you will, of Christianity that you may not be as aware of. How about that, Dave Jarvis? Did you know that some of those bands you're talking about were kind of like anti-church Christians?
I knew they were amazing musicians.
They are amazing, or some of them are, because they spend a lot of time playing music, and that's the key. Anyway, if anybody gets a chance, go check out Oh Sleeper. And because you brought it up, there's a band that I helped out back in the day called Fit for a King. Fit for a King. And they're apparently, you know, got a decent following because they're playing Amplified Live in January or February or something. So here in the next week or two, I'll bring that show up, and we'll talk about it.
I'll check them out.
All right. So I don't know if anybody's still with us in the live chats or not, but back to the live chats real quick. We got Dan McNew just in, probably about 30 minutes ago. I have the original version. What do you guys think he has the original version of? Well, there. Hired Cowboys from El Paso. Vinnie Paul was there when I booked them. And I think I've already talked to Dan McNew about that. I don't think that was the Aardvark show at one of the Ride for Dime events. So anyway, I apologize, Dan, and everyone else in the live chats for not being able to get to you. And Dave Jarvis on Christian rock. I'd like to say there's a video that I made by a band called Bell Epic that were really not all that Christian genre, but kind of got caught up because of association. And it really just, these guys toured twice and really worked hard. And if you listen to Bell Epic, and the videos here on Outlaw Video TV, it's called Keeping the Innocent, because me and Joshua Dixon made it for them. It was played on TV Japan, and the song's a big hit in Japan. It's called Keeping the Innocent, but it didn't go anywhere here, and neither did the band. And it's just a fucking shame. And they're one of the Molly's bands. Hey, Jarvis, did you ever go to any of those Molly's shows?
I did not. I'm sorry.
It's a hamburger joint over off a Little Road, 20. And the guy that ran the hamburger joint used to make an empty space next door for bands to do shows. And for maybe close to 3 years there, man, that was one of the best sweaty places to go see local music. All right, so here we got at Lola's in Fort Worth, a free show, December the 19th. Omnic. You know these guys in Omnic, Dave Jarvis?
I can't say I do. I'm sorry.
I don't either.
Then we've got Open Mind is what that is. That's on Wednesday night. That's why I got my attention. Mike can make it out there in Fort Worth at the Bledsoe. And then going through these Maverick shows real quick, or Mavericks. And maybe that's why I don't recognize some of the names of these bands. But this one's a metal show. Ludus is metal. Waja.
Yep.
So that's Saturday, January the 28th. So we'll be promoting that, and I'm sure he'll have better graphics and all that shit. But that's Waja. That's Grego drums, Kramer on drums. He's also playing drums for other bands, as most good drummers do, and one of those bands is LSD, Love Sick Drug. Are you a fan of the Love Sick Drug, Jeff Dennis?
Yeah, I know them. I know a couple of them.
Yeah. Love Sick Drug, everybody. That's Grego drums. He's also the drummer for Waja. All right, so this must be one of those dance shows we're talking about, Dave Jarvis.
I love Greg and everything that he does.
I don't know. I don't know who 808 Saints is, so it might be one of those. Rock of Ages. Is that Taylor?
No, he's in Def Legend.
Is that a tribute? Do you know?
I don't know who Rock of Ages is. They're probably a tribute band to just a cover band more than a tribute band. They're probably just covering some 80s.
All right, so that's Elmo Jones Productions at the Mavericks in Arlington coming up in December. Check this out, Texas Hippie Coalition. I'm sharing this for a couple of reasons. Apparently, Brew House is a place for bands to do shows. So, Dave Jarvis, is Dank aware of Bubba's Brew House?
This is the first I've heard about it.
Jeff, do you know anything about that venue in Durant, Oklahoma?
Nope. All I know about Durant is Durant Choctaw Casino. It's the only thing I know.
All right. So local bands, heads up. There's a venue right there in Oklahoma. And then also in Ardmore, you got Three Frogs, if you can draw a little bit of a crowd over there. That's the main reason I brought that up. Plus it's fucking Texas Coalition. Pissed off and mad about it. So if anybody looking for an excuse to 75 north up into Oklahoma for a good time, there it is. That's Durant is. Durant is 75 north, just across the border. And Ardmore is up 35, about 30 minutes past the border. So this must be one of those dance shows here. Sunny Disposition. All right. So thank you, Dave Jarvis, for the heads up on that.
Dude, Sunny Disposition is amazing.
Hey, I'm not opposed to dance, you know. I'm not intending to knock it. I'm just so who is Sunny Disposition?
They're like a funk, soft rock kind of three-piece. Really good stuff. It's like college rock.
All right, cool. I'm so funny, man. All right, so the Rail Club, New Year's Eve tribute live. You know who the bands are? Looks like a Pantera, Slayer, Metallica, and Megadeth.
Yep.
And then also here,
Judas Rising, that's this weekend, I think.
in Mansfield. That's one of the reasons I shared it. You know, I'm not opposed. I'm not a tribute band hater, Jeff Dennis.
Right.
I've seen some killer swan song shows. And I have seen Judas Rising. How many times have you seen Judas Rising?
How many times have I seen them? About 20.
Yeah, that's what I hear, man. Are they, I guess they're cast there and you wouldn't have seen them 20 times.
Yeah, they're badass.
I saw Scrap Iron a few times back in the day. They were a kick-ass cover band. And then what about Headbanger? You got an opinion on Headbanger?
I love Headbanger.
Fucking
They do all the shit nobody else does. All the shit I know. All the shit I grew up with. Most people in the crowd are going, "What the fuck is this?" But I know what it is. Shit, you know.
That's kick ass. Hey, are you aware of this band, Motor Breath?
Yep, that's the Metallica tribute band. Kill 'Em All to me is a little bit better, but they're both good.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. You got the Motor Breath there, and then now we've got another big tribute festival coming up at Amplified.
Yep.
And
my son's in that Megadeth band, so I know about that one.
Nice, kick ass. I'm so glad you're here, Jeff. Thank you so much for hanging around. So everybody support the Godfather TV and Taylor Dennis. I've seen Dreamkeeper several times, by the way.
Cool.
What was the band before Dreamkeeper?
Revengeance.
Yeah, Revengeance. Yeah, I saw Revengeance several times, and then I've seen Dreamkeeper a couple of times.
Revengeance was his youth band, and they put 5 CDs out, but that was his young band. Yeah.
All right, so the Big Four Festival is such a Big Four Festival, January 14th, that they also have a pre-party, January the 13th.
Yeah.
You know any of these bands?
Yeah, the Mob Rules is really good.
Kick ass. Who's playing guitar in that band?
A guy named John Land. He's really good. He's the old schooler. He's really good.
Kick ass, kick ass. December Devastation, getting into the Haltom Theater shows over there. Haltom Theater's got kick ass shows, so be sure to go over to Haltom Theater on Facebook or just their website. Keep up with all their shows. And how about Division Brewery? Guys, y'all enjoy some time over at Division Brewery?
I've never been there.
I love Division Brewery.
It's probably in a building I've been in before because I don't know where it's at exactly, but I don't know. I've never been when it's called Division Brewing.
Well, it's a punk rock. No, it's a kick setup. If you get a chance, go over there. It's Growl Records and Division Brewery. And Growl has some kick-ass shows there. And then there's a large alley space, if you will, between Growl Records and Division Brewery. And Division Brewery just happens to have some of the absolute best craft beer in the area. So it's all right there in one spot. And they have their anniversary show coming up. Here's another show here. How about Prophecy? Anybody a fan of Prophecy?
Fuck yeah.
They've been around for so long, and one of their original death metal bands from DFW. So yeah, they got a big following.
Yeah, man, I'm very fortunate to have seen them a few times. The guitarist is fucking kick-ass. James Parks.
Yep.
And Dave Jarvis. You know anything about these bands? The Methinks?
The Methinks? Oh, dude, they're fucking amazing, dude. If you are trying to be entertained and forget the worries of your day, the Methinks are a fucking wonderful band to do that with.
And Dr. Jekyll's Beer Lab. So that's in Pantera. Get you some craft beer there.
Huh.
And on the other side of town at Reno's, how about that on one screen there? The Nightmare Before Christmas. That looks like an exciting show. I love these graphics here. So for the record, everybody putting together flyers. Graphics help a lot. Hey, this is on your side of the town, Jeff Dennis.
Well, I live in the colony, so it's not really my side of town, but yeah, I go to O'Reilly's quite a bit.
Yep. Well, I just, for whatever reason, I think when I think of O'Reilly's, is it okay that I think about you often when I think of O'Reilly's?
Sure.
Maybe if
That's
I've
right.
seen you there and seen Revengeance there.
Yeah,
And things like
they
that.
they cut their teeth there. So that was most of his early bands when he was underage. They were one of the few clubs that let him play. So that's why we went there a lot. So yeah, they have a special place for me for sure.
There you
Now,
go. So anybody in North Dallas looking for something to do this Saturday, December the 31st, it's O'Reilly's with our friends Against All Odds. That's Josh Inge's. Josh Inge, his old band. So there's the Methinks again there at Dr. Lab. And this is I guess this is a big show. Anybody familiar with Locust Grove?
No, sir.
That's at the Rail coming up. Looks like a big show. Okay, this is what I'm really trying to get to here. I'm now getting into the shows that I really want to promote, which is Waja. I got a Waja show playing at, and again, they're playing at the Mavericks in Arlington, but that's in January. This is this weekend, December the 17th. It's a big fucking show.
Yeah, Soul Shifter's got a bunch of guys from a bunch of different bands that were popular a while back. Some of the guys from the Toadies, and can't think of the other band.
Dave Jarvis there. You see that, Dave Jarvis?
Yeah, the drummer is from Pimpedelic.
Yeah,
Fuck that guy.
Pimpedelic. Yeah, Pimpedelic. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
we got our boys.
yeah.
Shifter's got a couple of shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy that plays drums, but the band.
Oh yeah, the rest of the band is the rest of the band is totally fine. But yeah, that guy from Pimpedelic, he can go fuck himself.
There you go.
All right, so guy from Pimpedelic, fuck yourself, and happy birthday to James and Jiggy.
Woo.
How about that? Happy birthday to James and Jiggy. All right, so there's another tribute show, but it's also a Waja poster there. So where is that? Oh, it's the same show, Soul Shifter and Waja. Okay, this is one of the shows I am excited about. Jeff Dennis. Again, Jeff, I'm glad you're here with me. Dave would be excited about this also if he made more about them. But for all I know, Dave, you never seem to amaze me. You like PRI. Who would have known? Low Side, everybody.
Dude, Low Side is amazing. Check them out.
Yeah, you got the lead singer for Lillian Axe. You got the guitar player for Lillian Axe. You got the drummer from Hammer Witch. You got the bass player from Damage Plan. I mean, can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with Low Side, everybody. I've been promoting
A lot of rock stars in the house.
Since I started doing this. These guys are friendly to me. They've always been friendly to me and supportive of my music even. So that's only one of the reasons. Hey, what's the guitar player's name? Jeff Dennis?
Well, you got Darren Dillette on one side, and you got Christian Baird on the other. Christian Baird.
Baird.
He owns the Green Room down in Deep Ellum, and he used to own Oscars in Burleson.
That's it. Oh, he owned what in Burleson?
Oscars, the one that closed down.
Oh, it closed down? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. It might be temporary. I don't know, but yeah.
Is the Green Room still open?
Oh, it's open.
Okay,
right next door to trees.
Yeah, yeah. Good. That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, I've spent a little time at the Green Room, and anybody doesn't already know, the Green Room has always been very Pantera and Dime specific friendly. So it's a great place to stop in, fucking kick-ass environment. Like usually the coolest of the fucking cool people are in there. Don't get me wrong, you know, nobody's perfect, no environment's perfect, but that's a cool little fucking bar there.
Yep.
All right, so Low Side has a couple of shows coming up. It's the Basement Show at Trees on the 17th. And that's this weekend, right? That's Saturday.
Yep. That's Saturday.
But if you're out east way on Friday, you can catch Loci at this venue.
Yep. It's a sports bar. Yeah. It's a sports bar with a small stage, but it's pretty fun in there.
So there you go, everybody. Sports bar, small stage, but pretty fun in there. Get out and support Loci. And what about this? Also at hang time, yours truly, the one and only
Mongo.
It's the Hillbilly Crew right there. All right, so this is a show that I've been promoting for a little bit, and it's in Arlington at the Mavericks this weekend. So, Squid Hammer. Did we ever figure out this Hell Santa tour? Is that a disco bit there, Dave Jarvis? You think that might be metal?
I don't know, but it sounds sexy.
Either way, Dave Jarvis is in.
I think it's metal because those venues I see on there are metal venues that they played at the cities before.
So there you go. Everybody in Arlington looking for a good time this weekend right there. And this is why I'm really excited at the Maverick is you have Growl, Vision Brewery, and Maverick right there in the same spot. And, you know, that's even, there's other venues nearby, and restaurants and things. I mean, but that being the center for music, you know, right there in downtown Arlington is pretty much fucking perfect for me.
Oh, it's lovely. All right. Hey, gentlemen, I have to call it a night, but it's been a pleasure and an honor hanging with you, Ricky. As always, Jeff, thank you very much, brother. You're an awesome person.
You too,
y'all have a great rest of the night, all right? And keep fucking supporting, man.
There you go, Jeff Dennis. Look at the art of the exit.
That's awesome there.
Hey, Jeff, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you very much. Dave, thank you for joining me, bro. And Jeff Dennis, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I can't believe you stayed this whole time.
Hey, I enjoyed it. What can I do, you know?
I do, man.
Thanks for having me.
Like I said, I hope that in some little way this will help these bands and, you know, people to get out and have a good time at these shows.
That's all you can do.
Then to you, Jeff, you know, like I said, don't feel like you have to hang out here with me when you show up. You know, if you just take 5 minutes of your time, and this is my way of telling you and all the bands, anybody listening, you know, really just try, you know, to give me 5 minutes, promote your latest things that you have going on, and don't feel obligated to spend your whole Wednesday evening here on Outlaw Video TV.
Yeah, thank you. I had a great time though. So
me too, Jeff. So having said that, bro, you know, you're welcome here, you know, anytime, you know, you're welcome here. And the show obviously will get a lot better. It continues to get better every week.
All right. Well, have a good night, Rick, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Thanks again. Take care.
All right.
All right, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. I've been needing a break for a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you to Dave Jarvis in the best way that I know how by playing his most recent song that I have, Dog Mac. fucking cool, right? That's X610 Chill. Coming up next, Killdozer by the Trespassers. Gonna play one more song. I'll be right back. All right, so that's it right there. Killdozer by the band The Trespassers. And the song before that was X610 Chill by Dave Jarvis. Outlaw Video TV, very own Dave Jarvis, X610 Chill. And if you want to hear some more X610 Chill, just let me know in the live chats. All right? How about that? If you want to support Outlaw Video TV, there are multiple ways to support Outlaw Video TV. You can like this video right now. You can just go over and like it, and you can share this video, and that alone will help Outlaw Video TV. You can also ring that bell, notify all. That way you never miss an episode of Blow Your Brains Out with Rick E. Warden. Next week, of course, holiday special, 'tis the season. And you can also super chat. That's correct. You can super chat Outlaw Video TV. So if you want to help, that's one way that you can do it. You can super chat. And the other way is that you can Venmo. That's right. You can Venmo Outlaw Video TV. Hello, everybody. Here's what I'm going to do. I have just a couple of things to say. I've got a couple more shows I'm going to promote. As I said multiple times, my number one priority here is to help all local bands, right? All local music, including my own, especially the the music that I love, the people that I know. So there ain't no getting around that. Look, we are going to have to kick that on down to next week. Rambled on so much with Jeff Dennis that, well, Dave Jarvis, I guess you kind of replaced tech talk with Christian rock talk, which is very interesting. And I had a good time. I'd be happy to talk about any of that stuff anytime. But I really want to try to be as concise as possible, stick to the program, which we've figured out again this evening is more challenging than what it seems. And it's not just me. I know I talk my fucking ass off, but it's just hard to stick to a actual, program. And so in this case, it's just to do the local concert calendar first, and then do a dank moment with Dave Jarvis. And this week was going to be about tech talk, which gives me an opportunity to just talk to Dave Jarvis. And then from there, going to do the bullshit about Pantera. Now, I like the way that we did it because I got to talk to Jeff Dennis about it. I got to talk to Dave Jarvis about it. We had some good shit. That PRI story alone, Dave Jarvis, was fucking kick-ass. All right, so here's what I'm going to do is I got a few things to talk about. I've got some more shows to share with you. I'll hop on up to a show. Let's see, how far did we go? How far did we go? There's that Waja, there's Lowside, Goldtown. That's about where we dropped off right there. So here we go. That's a great spot right there because Keegan McEnroe. I've got a great Keegan McEnroe story and videos. So let that sit there for a second while I encourage people to hop on. This is your last chance. I'm only going to be here for about 15 minutes. I might play a couple of more songs after that, but that's going to be it, okay? Unless someone wants to hop in live chat and leave a comment, I'll make sure I respond to it. Just like that, I'll pull it right up on the screen and we'll talk. So anybody that wants to talk, including Integrity 101, I know it's a little past your bedtime, Iron Jaw, John Manuel, there we go, Integrity 101. I never considered Die Hard a Christmas movie, but rather of a great movie that takes place during Christmas. What makes Die Hard a Christmas movie to you? Well, because it takes place during Christmas season. That's enough, isn't it? Of course it is. So same to you, Integrity 101. If you want to hop on in the chats or on the panel and talk Pantera shit, I'll hang out for a little while longer, but otherwise I'll be wrapping all this up in about 15 minutes, and this is my kind of last call to the audience to participate. From there, I do encourage you to participate every fucking week. like you heard me say to Jeff Dennis a couple of times, I know I'm slowing down the show and potentially making it even more boring, but the reason why is because I can't express it enough that if 10 bands will hop on and just promote your shit and get off. Like, it takes all of us. You got to get on, promote your stuff, get off. And do it every week. Do it every other week. Do it once a month, but do it. That's it. Just hop on here and promote your music, promote your shows, and hop off. And I will be so grateful to you, because that's how we will build this. And the other thing that I'll add is, when I have screen control, I won't be doing these graphics like this near as much. What I'll be doing is pulling up a screen, and we'll be going to your website or to your Bandcamp page, and we'll be really being able to help promote your shows when I have screen control. But I need you to bear with me and get on here now and help me to be able to get my studio improved. And then in that process, that will help me have screen control, which I'll be able to do very easily. And, I used to DJ for years. All my friends know that. I believe it or not, I set the trend for titty bars in heavy metal music, because nobody used to do titty bars. We were all had plenty of pussy. But we figured it out that, wait a minute, this is still a great place to party. And that's how it went down. But it happened because I needed a fucking job. I was DJing at KNON, and my buddy was DJing at the Doll's House up off of Lover's Lane, Dallas, old hole in the wall place. And said, hey, I'll pay you $100 to come DJ for 8 hours. So, like, fuck, I got that. So I went, did it. Second year, right? And he paid me the money and said, you want to do it again tomorrow? So, like, yeah, I need the money. So right away, I'm making $100 a day just spinning records for 8 hours. And the other DJ there, the nighttime guy, his name was Robert. I wish I could remember his last name. Guy was very key in my life, because he said, hey, I want you to come with me, and I'm going to show you the ropes and teach you everything, because one, you're fucking intelligent, but two, you're a natural. You're very good at this, and I need your help, and I can help you. So, when you're starting a business or doing anything really, you're always partners. Two people are always better than one when you have the same goals. And so he's one of the few people I've ever worked with that was like 100% in, that actually helped me as much as I helped him. And so he got me on over at Showtime. Showtime was off of Lovers. The Doll's House is actually off of Northwest Highway. And so it happened really fast. Like within a few weeks, I was DJing full-time days at Showtime. And Robert was the badass nighttime DJ that packed the house. And so I learned from him really fast. And then I learned from Dr. Rock. I immediately went over to spend time with him. And I kind of combined those two things, the professionalism of Robert, who was total straight up boss professional, with Dr. Rock, who was the madman, even way back then at Lace. Dude had it going. He played he had it going. So I that's where I got my inspiration, and I'm kicking ass for years. So that's where my skills come in, with being able to have multiple bands, multiple people on the screen, especially once my studio is improved. Okay, so there you go. So I'm ready to do this. I'm taking the time every Wednesday night. Bands, just hop on for 5 fucking minutes and promote your shows, promote your music. It will work for you. It'll help me. It'll help every musician and every band in Dallas Fort Worth, because I'm not here to make money. I'm not, it's none of that. I'm here to help grow the scene. you might say unite the scene, but it's really not about uniting the scene. I'm not about that. I just know that if we find common ground to promote shows every week, that it'll grow and help all of us. Together, the water rises, all of us. And that's how it works. And speaking of that, Keegan McEnroe, if you don't know who this guy is, you can't not like him. That he's got something for everybody, and I'm not saying that he changes himself, that he's some kind of chameleon. Kind of is actually, but he's real character, man. Keegan McEnroe is true. He's a combination folk, country, rock. It's very unique. This guy will not let you down. Look at this. Buck Buffalo's Family Christmas. And it's out in Stephenville, where his family's from out there. So I know this guy, and I have a video online that you can look up of Keegan McEnroe and me. And he's a great guy, and I miss him. And I wished I could go to this show and all of his shows. He's just another person that I miss. Now, don't get me wrong. If I had the money, I'd probably be playing my own songs and playing shows and recording, and I still wouldn't have time to go see other bands that I want to see. But I still want to see you, man. I still miss you. So same thing with the Nixons. Look at that shit. Nixon's playing the trees on January. It's the end of January, so we'll have plenty of time to promote that show. And everybody, this Queensryche show ought to be kick-ass for multiple reasons. It's not just Queensryche. It is also Snakeskin Cowboys. The Ted Nugent tribute, man. That's Jimmy Adcock. That's a killer lineup. Queensryche, Ted Nugent, quite right. I don't know who they are, but if you're going to give tribute bands a shot, this is a fucking excellent show to at least give a try to. So everybody get out and see a Queensryche tribute that includes Taylor Dennis on guitar, I'm assuming. I don't know if he's playing bass, guitar. Hell, he could be singing. He can sing that shit. We see the lines of love. Okay, how about Queen of the Right? I'll do that one. Queen of the Right. Calling for you. So there's Jimmy Adcock. He is an Arlington musician and operates at Arlington School of Music. So everybody contact that badass at Arlington School of Music and facilitate your children learning and performing music. Please, the world would be a much better place if we just stop telling kids to be quiet and teach them music, help them to understand that timing is a part of their nature instead of beating it out of them. All right, so here it is. Next Friday night, December the 16th. I'm telling you, it's going to be a kick-ass weekend this weekend. Snakeskin Cowboys, DFW Ted Nugent Tribute return to the stage at Amplified Live to deliver a bombastic set of Whack Master Motor City Madman classes along with a style of tributes. Queensryche. And Quiet Right, I walk in the shadow. Metal Hell, Madman, Motor City Madman, God. I saw Ted Nugent at the first Texas Jam in 1978, where he passed out on stage. It's funny as hell. If you see that performance and you're like, why'd he fake that? You know, obviously he did. I don't know if that was already part of his routine. But by the time he went on, we were all so exhausted, dude. We were just fucking exhausted by the time Ted Nugent came on. That I'm sure that's what the entire audience looked like, was a combination of crazy Ted Nugent fans and man, we need to pass out for a little bit. Need to breathe. So anyway, go check out Jimmy Adcock and the Snakeskin Cowboys at Amplified Live this weekend, everybody. And then we're going to get into just a little bit of Metallica, Pantera stuff really quick. And play a couple of songs and see you all next week. How about this right here? Metallica this weekend. I'm telling you, it's going to be a kick-ass weekend. Can't make the show in person? Worry, we've got you covered. The entire show, including the opening set from our friends Greta Van Fleet. How about that? That alone. You can see Greta Van Fleet live this weekend. Be streaming live on Paramount Plus. So those of you who have Paramount Plus on your television can watch it that way. But you can also, believe it or not, YouTube. If you have Paramount Plus, you have YouTube on your television. And so you can watch Metallica perform. I don't know if they're going to perform a full concert, but it's a concert for their nonprofit foundation, which is All Within My Hands Foundation. Hashtag Helping Hands 2022 concert. And auction at Microsoft Theater. So it's a big fucking deal if you're out in LA. I'm assuming Microsoft Theater is LA. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. All of us are going to be watching it on Paramount Plus or on MTV this Friday. And that's going to be pretty kick-ass. So let's see. Ooh, I have that there twice. But thought I had a little more info. Right here, you can hear the new Metallica, whether you like it or not. Now is just as good a time as any to share Shred with you. Shred is on YouTube. That's his YouTube channel is /Shred. And he plays some lead guitar comparisons, but I'm not complaining about the lead. I'm not complaining about the song. And you can hear it on Apple Music in Dolby. That is Lux Eterna there that you can see here in Dolby. All right. So I guess that takes to the very end. With having said all of that, I'm sure I've got some fun things here that I have not shown yet. Just the Metallica tour. There's the Metallica tour right there, if you haven't seen it already. Here's my custom graphic for the local show. And here's a flyer I put together to encourage you to post your band's music, your band's show flyers, right here on the Outlaw Video TV telephone poll every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Thank you very much for joining us. Once again, I'm going to play one kick-ass fucking song as my way of saying I appreciate you for spending the evening with me once again. Featuring Kayla Kent, the lead guitar phenom, featured in Guitar World again. Just 2 weeks ago, featured in Guitar World again. I think it's her third Guitar World feature. Kayla Kent on lead guitar to kick your fucking ass. This is Hard Candy Girl.
Where's the hard candy girl? The kind that you suck on. Show me down your aisle. How many licks does it take to get to the middle? How many licks does it take? How many licks does it take to get to the middle? How many licks does it take? Yummy cherry pie. Sweet child, you could be mine. Cream and cherry on top.
Just wouldn't be right to end the show like that. We got to go ahead and give it a wrap, right? And say thank you very, very much to Dave Jarvis. Thank you to every person listening, every person joining the live chat, and Jeff Dennis for joining the panel for so long. And that's what it is. Every Wednesday night, blow your brains out with Rick E. Warden. And that's me, Rick E. Warden, and Dave Jarvis as my co-host here. And the idea is that all the bands contact us either in the live chat or hop on the panel like Jeff did tonight, like Rick Perry of Iron Jaw has done before, like Randy Bell does, like Josh Inge has, like Moody did last week, and like Randy Roy did. I'm here every Wednesday night, and I'm ready to do this. You don't have to super chat me. You don't even have to promote me. Just hop on here and promote your music. It's a free place to hop on for 5 minutes and promote your music. And if I can just get that through everybody, get it through to you, just hop on here for 5 minutes and promote your music and say thank you and leave. That way it's not a burden. It's a real process for all of us. 5 minutes, and that alone, once we get to 20 bands that do that every Wednesday, this will be unstoppable. Now, I understand that I also need to upgrade my microphone in this studio, and I need to be able to do some other things like have screen control so that I can actually go to bands' web pages, go to your YouTube channel, and go to your Bandcamp and thoroughly promote your shit real quick. And I can do that in that 5 minutes time. I'm very good at this. I'm ready to go. I just need you guys to hop on. And thank you to everybody that has. That's my point, as I did not want to end the show tonight without giving my heartfelt, sincere thanks to everyone who has supported Blow Your Brains Out with Outlaw Video TV. That's correct. And so, again, this is my way of saying, hey, thank you very much, Dave Jarvis. I super appreciate you. Thank you to everybody listening. Here's you another very special song by the band Dank, All My Drinking Friends.
All my drinking buddies are in tail. And I'm too drunk to drown to go pay their bail. But you know, if I really gotta go, I ain't got near enough dough. And so now all my drinking buddies are still in jail. Well, I was going good, drinking at the bar when my buddy ran into the back of a cop car. I thought it kind of funny, man, if I was a joke, but he never came back. Here comes the tab and I'm broken up. All my drinking buddies are in jail.
but you know if I really gotta go, I ain't got near enough dough. And so now all my drinking buddies are still in jail. Yeah, all my drinking buddies are rotting in jail. 1, 2, 3, 4.